The Ballad of the Artisan Istanbul MGallery, a symphony of disappointment. Oh, gather round, my fellow travellers, and let me weave you a tale so tragic, so absurd, it could only be true. A tale of the Artisan Istanbul MGallery, a name that promises elegance, whispers of luxury, but delivers well. Let us just say it delivers a masterclass in how not to run a hotel. I arrived with dreams as lofty as the Bosphorus bridges, clutching my suitcase like a sacred relic. This would be my sanctuary, my little slice of Istanbul magic. Oh, how naive I was. The room. A crime scene of neglect first, the room. Oh, the room. Picture this, toothpaste stains crusted behind the sink like ancient hieroglyphs, untouched by human hands or cleaning supplies, for what I can only assume was years. The shower. A leaky, sad little waterfall that turned the bathroom into a wading pool. I didn't book a room with a pool, did I? No, I did not. And the smell. Oh, the smell. I requested a non-smoking room, but the walls were thinner than the hotel's excuses. The neighbour puffed away like a steam engine, and every time I cracked the window for air, my room transformed into an ashtray. Delightful. Housekeeping. A myth, apparently the cleaning service, more like a ghost service. Dirt on the floor stayed put like it had squatter-s rights. I watched it for days, naming it Dusty, my only loyal companion. By day 3 I accepted that Dusty was part of the decor. Breakfast. A culinary tragedy. Breakfast. The most important meal of the day, they say. At the Artisan Istanbul MGallery, it's the most expensive meal of the day and the most tragic. The selection, sparse, the taste, like regret. IV had more joy licking a stale simit off the sidewalk. The great bed betrayal. Now let us talk beds, or rather the lack of them. One poor soul booked a king-size bed 3 months in advance for their anniversary trip. What did they get? 2 sad little twins pushed together like an afterthought. We'll fix it tomorrow, they said. Tomorrow never came. Noise. The hotel's unofficial soundtrack and the noise. Oh, the noise. If you enjoy sleeping to the sweet symphony of furniture being dragged overhead at 3 a.m, congratulations, you've found your paradise. For the rest of us mortals, pure torture. The hotel's rooftop restaurant doubled as a midnight construction site. Charming. The scam, a classic bait and switch. Then the scams. Oh yes, scams. One guest asked for a tour guide recommendation. The hotel quoted double the actual price, pocketing the difference. When the guest paid the guide directly, the hotel harassed them for more money. Classy, so classy. Bed bugs, the final insult, and then the bed bugs. Actual bed bugs. The hotel's response. Oh, it must be flown in with you. Bed bugs don't fly, you absolute walnuts. They offered to wash the infested clothes but returned them soaking wet at 1:30 a.m. Because nothing says luxury like packing a suitcase full of damp, possibly still buggy laundry. Conclusion, a love letter to avoidance. So here we are, my fellow wanderers. The Artisan Istanbul MGallery. Where dreams go to die, where
You know, I've been looking into all these crazy crime stories near the Artisan Istanbul MGallery Istanbul, and I'm just so sad, you know. Like, tourists come to this beautiful area, and they're just getting scammed left and right. First off, there was this huge fraud scheme involving storefront businesses in Beyoğlu, the district where the Artisan Istanbul MGallery is located. Like, the mayor and all these officials were involved in bribery, extortion, and fraud. Can you even believe it? They were targeting locals and tourists alike, doing things like tender rigging and manipulating public contracts. I mean, what even is that? It's like, how could you do that to people who are just trying to enjoy their vacation? I predict that so many unsuspecting tourists got ripped off, and it's just devastating. And then there was this gold refinery storefront scandal. Like, these shops were falsifying transactions and documents, scamming customers out of millions of dollars. I'm pretty sure that so many people thought they were investing in something real, and then it all turned out to be a lie. I mean, can you imagine? You're on vacation, you think you're making a smart investment, and then you find out it's all a scam. It's just heartbreaking. And don't even get me started on the organized crime and money laundering thing. Like, they were using fake advertising agencies and shell storefronts to launder millions of Turkish lira. It's just so crazy. I predict that so many tourists went into these stores thinking they were getting a good deal, and then they were just getting ripped off. And the worst part is, it's not like they can even report it because it's all so underground and hidden. And then there was this Omega Pro crypto Ponzi scheme. Like, they were using storefronts in Istanbul, including Beyoğlu, to recruit victims and launder money. It's just so sad. I mean, people thought they were investing in something real, and then it all turned out to be a lie. I predict that so many people lost all their money, and it's just devastating. You know, it's just so important to be careful when you're traveling, especially in areas like Beyoğlu, where the Artisan Istanbul MGallery is located. Like, you never know what kind of scams are going on, and it's just so scary. I just want to warn everyone to be careful, you know. Don't trust everyone, and always do your research before investing in anything. It's just so important to stay safe.
The businesses surrounding the Artisan Istanbul MGallery Istanbul, they are what one would call a comforting sight. Honestly, a shadow seems to hang over them, a quiet desperation. It's as though the vibrancy Istanbul promises gets diluted, somehow, the closer you get to this particular pocket. It's not a place brimming with enthusiastic service or genuine hospitality, but rather a landscape of subtle disappointments and, frankly, a little bit of opportunistic maneuvering. It feels like a carefully constructed facade hiding a less appealing reality. You arrive expecting the magic of Istanbul and find a calculated efficiency. Let's start with the shopping. The malls, like Citys Nianta, aren't havens of retail therapy. They are testaments to a certain indifference. A dismissive attitude seems to permeate the experience. It's not just the language barrier. Although that's often present, sellers at places like Network clearly struggle to connect with non-Turkish speakers. It's a deeper, more unsettling lack of willingness. You ask a simple question, like where to find Wi-Fi in a tech store, a place selling technology, mind you, and are met with flat denial. It's as if the very idea of accommodating a customer is a burden. The implication, sharp and unwelcome, is that your business isn't wanted. And the feeling isn't isolated. Tales of deceptive sales tactics are common, specifically at Parfoit, where people report being pressured into purchases without being informed of strict no-return policies. It's a system built on securing the sale, consequences be damned. It's almost predatory. Then there's the overall atmosphere, a persistent feeling of unease. Bad vibes, one person simply stated, and it resonated. There's a complete lack of pet friendliness, a stubborn clinging to outdated norms. And even more disturbing were reports of denial of entry based on perfectly valid EU digital COVID certificates, a blatant disregard for internationally recognized health protocols. It suggests a willful disregard for common sense, a desire to create obstacles where none need exist. There are whispered warnings of scams, a Turkcell shop charging exorbitant rates for SIM cards, fake Pokémon cards being sold in a supposedly upscale mall. It's a breeding ground for minor, frustrating deceptions. Moving on to accommodation, and Swisstel the Bosphorus presents another layer of disillusionment. It attempts to project an image of luxury, a 5-star experience, but the reality, from what I've gathered, is far from it. The reviews read like a litany of unmet expectations. The service at reception is consistently described as poor and crowded. Breakfast, the most important meal of the day, is a pale imitation of 5-star fare, more akin to a basic airport buffet. And the story of the baby chair, waiting half an hour while families finished so a high chair could be available. That's not attentiveness, that's a complete failure of basic consideration. A coldness settles in just reading about it. It's as though the staff is overwhelmed, undertrained, or simply disinterested. The accounts of lost belongings are particularly disturbing. A wedding ring disappearing from a room, with the hotel's response being a cursory, "We'll text you on WhatsApp." It's a shocking lack of concern. There's also the story of a room with a Bosphorus view obscured by filthy windows, and a noisy, vibrating room above a rooftop bar. The complaints are consistent: poor quality food, overpriced meals, and a general lack of value for money. One person described it as a deplorable experience, recounting a room being resold while they were still in it. A blatant disregard for a guest's peace and comfort. And then there's the issue of staff behavior. Repeated mentions of rude, dismissive, even arrogant employees. One review specifically calls out 2 individuals, Samet and Orhan, for their unwelcoming and unprofessional conduct.
It's not just a matter of poor service, it's a deliberate lack of respect. It feels like an intentional infliction of discomfort. It's as if they view guests as an inconvenience, not as valued customers. Let's discuss the dining options. Osmanli Seri Mutfagi, a sitting restaurant, promising